Hey, and welcome to Tech Tips. I'm Amanda. Today I actually wanted to review a long-awaited EOS R5. But by the time mine actually came in the mail, I think YouTube has pretty much gone over everything the R5 could possibly do. In a nutshell, it's not going to be any surprises to anybody. But for those of you who are viewers for us, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about it, what I like, what I don't like, and why I'm actually going to send this one back. Now, we ordered this way back on a campaign before it was even released. We bought a lens so that we would get the camera at a better price with it from a local supplier. But we ended up being, I think, 40th in line to receive them. And we only actually got this last Thursday, even though we ordered it, I think, in March. So, but in a nutshell, I'll tell you what I like. As far as a photography camera is concerned, this thing is incredibly powerful. It's probably one of the best photo cameras I've ever actually held. I've done a couple of tests with it. I've done some HDRs with it, handheld, mind you, because the in-body stabilization, 5-axis, it's really fantastic and incredible. I'll bring some of those up on the screen so you guys can see some of the HDRs that we've done handheld with them. I've also shot with it both in with the picture being overexposed and with the picture being underexposed. And to be honest, as far as dynamic range is concerned, you can recover a lot of the image from these raw files. So what a terrific photography camera. Absolutely blew my mind. And now I'll just tell you a little bit about some of the details. Hold on, where'd I put that notepad? You cut this part away, right? Too many pockets. There it is. So some of the photography features is it can shoot 12 frames per second up to 180 frames or 180 pictures with the mechanical shutter. With the electronic shutter, you can actually shoot 20 frames per second up to 83 shots. Effectively, it's 45 megapixels, and it does take a new type of Canon battery that has a better ampage than the older ones, the LPE6NH, which comes in at about 2,130 milliamp hours and 7.2 volts. Now, you can get some aftermarket batteries that do work with this. Actually, right now I'm shooting with a Canon Extreme battery, and it is 2,000 milliamp hours and 14 watt hours. It doesn't say on here what exactly. Oh yeah, 7.2 volts. So it's the same as the new Canon battery for a fraction of the price. These handles are actually quite good for aftermarket batteries. I've tried quite a few aftermarket, and I tend to lean towards Canon batteries because they're more reliable. You don't have any of the issues where functions might not work, but I haven't found any of those issues with the R5 and the handle line of batteries. So you don't have to be stuck with the super expensive Canon batteries, but I do recommend them for the most part, unless you are certain that the aftermarket battery that you have doesn't cause you any issues. Now on to the video side of things. Yes, this camera, it overheats. It doesn't have the flexibility in formats in the lower 1080 end of things. So if you're a broadcaster like I am, it might not exactly fit your setup with your other cameras. It is beautifully sharp in video, but it doesn't last very long. It overheats within an hour tops of shooting time. That's what you're going to get with this. If you're not shooting with one of the new CF Express card type B, you're going to miss out on some of the features. Like for example, I have a regular SD card in this camera right now, testing some different, just to see what we could use it for. And you actually lose the ability to shoot in 120 frames per second. You lose the ability to shoot in the 8K. It depends on the speed of your card, really, at the end of the day. So there is more cost associated with this camera to be able to run it. But again, to be able to spend that extra money on those CF Express cards, only to be able to shoot for an hour, it takes away from the use of the camera as a proper production camera. Again, as a photography camera, this camera absolutely blew my mind. I was so happy to be able to handheld HDR shots. We went down to the beach and took a bunch of shots of leaves and rocks, and I mean, just it blew my mind what I was able to do from a photography perspective with this camera just for a few days of testing it. Now, what I will tell you is that so we got this a week ago Thursday in the mail. We're able to test it, and then Thursday, this last Thursday, now this will date this video too, by the way, they announced the C70. And again, we're a video production company. We do some wedding photography. We do some things like that. So a photography camera is always a great tool for us, but we have that in the EOS R. We have a great camera in that, but I ordered the new C70. I hope that we get it quicker than we got this guy, because we waited months for him. And I'm excited to show you guys what that camera can do and why I picked it over the R. So the R5. Again, thank you for your time. If you're looking for a great photography camera, this is a great camera. I've used the 5 series, the 5D series. I haven't used the 1D series, but I've used just about every other Canon DSLR out there, with some very few exceptions. This has given me the best image by far for a photography camera yet. But let's see what the C70 does for video. And unfortunately, I have to send this back. Thank you for your time. I hope you like and subscribe, and I hope you found this video useful. Thank you.